In the previous video, Xiao Yan met his master's old friend Feng Zun Zhe and gave him his ring. Feng Zun Zhe decided to protect Xiao Yan and not let anyone touch him. Alright, let's continue Xiao Yan's story from the novel version.
An ancient voice echoed softly in Thunder Mountain, as if imbued with demonic power. The surroundings fell silent instantly, freezing the expressions on many faces. A gentle breeze blew, carrying a sense of absurdity. Although no one fully understood what was happening, Feng Zun Zhe's words had a clear impact. As an elite Dao Zun, his authority in the Du Qi continent was undeniable, silencing any doubts. At the edge of the arena, new King Luan was astonished to see Feng Zun Zhe showing such strong emotion. She had trained under Feng Zun Zhe's guidance for years, but she had never seen her master express himself so firmly. Feng Zun Zhe's words implied that if this matter wasn't handled properly, the Falling Star Pavilion risked becoming an enemy of the Wind Lightning Pavilion, which would have dire consequences given that both were powerful factions. Nevertheless, Feng Zun Zhe did not hesitate to take this stance for what Xiao Yan had given him. Jealousy filled new King Luan's heart as she recalled Xiao Yan's words to her in the Heavenly Eye mountain range, a disciple of an old friend. New King Luan furrowed her brows, feeling confused. Although Feng Zun Zhe had many connections, it wasn't enough to make him dare to oppose the Wind Lightning Pavilion. Who was the friend he mentioned? The same doubt crossed the minds of everyone present except Xiao Yan, who was shocked and slightly bewildered. The gripping silence covered the sky, even the turbulent clouds calmed. After a while, Lai Zunji in the VIP seat snapped out of his shock. He turned, staring at Feng Zun Zhe with eyes flashing like lightning. Feng Zun Zhe, what does this mean? His voice was filled with threads of barely concealed anger. The conversation among the respected experts became more complex. Jian Zunji was surprised by Feng Zun Zhe's bold intervention, which ended any possibility of retreat. Huang Quan Zunji held a calculating smile. Meanwhile, Feng Zunji, after long contemplation, opened his eyes and locked his gaze on Xiao Yan. His question hinted at an unspoken connection between Xiao Yan and someone else, heightening the tension. The emotional reaction of prominent Dao Zun indicated the extraordinary value of the item Xiao Yan had given. Xiao Yan pondered Feng Zunji's expression, realizing Yao Lao's keen insight into the artifact's importance. Standing tall in the air, Xiao Yan bowed deeply, with clasped hands as a sign of respect. With a proud tone, he declared the profound master-disciple relationship between him and Yao Lao. Feng Zunji nodded slightly and appeared before Xiao Yan. His eyes radiated kindness usually reserved for Xiao Yan. He spoke gently, "This is the answer I wanted to hear. However, you need to provide me with proof." Xiao Yan smiled and pointed to the fire seal on his forehead. Immediately, a small, dense white flame appeared at his fingertip. Bone-chilling flame. Feng Zunji's eyes widened in shock at the sight of the small white flame. He recognized this flame. Back then, if this flame hadn't been present when he was in a critical state, Feng Zunji might not be alive today. With his keen senses, Feng Zunji detected the transfer of the heavenly flame to Xiao Yan. His extraordinary vision also caught a faint yet familiar feeling emanating from the fire seal on Xiao Yan's forehead, reminding him of his long-lost friend. Consequently, he concluded that the bone-chilling flame was voluntarily given by his old friend to Xiao Yan, not forcibly taken. Feng Zunji realized this was the proof of the relationship between Xiao Yan and Yao Lao he had been seeking. With a calm and heavy voice, he said, "Old friend, you have made me search for you for so long." Hearing the slight excitement and weariness in Feng Zunji's voice, Xiao Yan fell silent. The good friend his master mentioned had been tirelessly searching for him for years. One could consider their life meaningful if they had such a good friend. Although his master was mistaken about Han Feng back then, at least he had chosen the right person as his friend. Feng Zunji waved his hand with a soft laugh. "You are his disciple. Do not call me that. My name used to be Feng Xian. I will not explain our relationship in detail. If you don't mind, you can consider me your master too in the future." With Feng Zunji's status in the Central Plains, many people wanted to become his disciple. However, over the years, he had only accepted Mu King Luan as his disciple, and that was due to her clan's relationship. This was the first time he asked someone to call him master. The old friend's disciple greeted Feng Zunji. Xiao Yan understood and immediately bowed. Feng Zunji agreed to help and directly confronted Lai Zunji. He declared that while he could compromise on other matters, he would not allow the Wind Lightning Pavilion to touch Xiao Yan. Lai Zunji warned that Feng Zunji's interference would damage the relationship between their pavilions, but Feng Zunji insisted that this matter could not be left alone. If anything happened to this boy, Feng Zunji warned, a great war between the two pavilions would be inevitable. His firmness made Xiao Yan tremble. Lai Zun Zhe, frowning and gripping his armrest tightly, was shocked by Feng Zun Zhe's usually relaxed demeanor. As the most experienced figure among the four pavilions, Feng Zun Zhe was believed to have the greatest power among the four Dao Zun, including Lai Zun Zhe, whom he feared. The prospect of war between the pavilions was very concerning, even for Lai Zun Zhe. However, they all wondered about the relationship between the boy and Feng Zun Zhe and why he was so determined to protect him. Master Lei took a deep breath, his thunderous voice echoing in the sky. Master Feng, Xiao Yan has secretly mastered the Wind Lightning Pavilion's 3,000 lightning movement and even acquired the 3,000 lightning illusory body training method. If we overlook this matter, how can the Wind Lightning Pavilion uphold its laws in the future? Master Feng remained calm, his expression as deep as a well. He would not let Xiao Yan be harmed, as Xiao Yan was the disciple of that old man. Master Li's words are too reckless. Xiao Yan countered heavily. The 3,000 lightning movement is something I discovered outside the Central Plains. How can you say I secretly learned it? If that were true, everyone practicing that Dao skill would self-destruct. Regarding the 3,000 lightning illusory body, the Northern Pavilion Master has already reclaimed it. I am sure he is well aware of this. Fai Tian's face darkened as he glared at Xiao Yan with vicious eyes. However, this time, he did not dare to attack recklessly. Feng Zun Zhe was present at Xiao Yan's side, and any form of aggression would place him at a disadvantage. Fang Tian was very aware of the power of an expert like Feng Zun Zhe. Meanwhile, Lai Zun Zhe was reluctant to commit to Xiao Yan's statement. For him, Feng Zun Zhe was the biggest obstacle. If Feng Zun Zhe intended to protect Xiao Yan, the dispute could become protracted, something Lai Zun Zhe did not desire. Both pavilions would suffer great losses in a war, which would ultimately benefit outsiders. To resolve the tension between Xiao Yan and the Wind Lightning Pavilion, Lai Zun Zhe proposed a solution. He suggested that since Feng Zun Zhe respected him, the matter should be entrusted to Fai Tian. The outcome of a fight between Fai Tian and Xiao Yan would settle the issue permanently, and both agreed not to interfere in this fair fight. However, Feng Zun Zhe objected to this proposal, arguing that the large gap in seniority between Fai Tian and Xiao Yan would give Fai Tian an unfair advantage, tarnishing his reputation if he defeated someone younger and weaker. Rejected by Feng Zun Zhe, Lai Zun Zhe also felt disappointed. He questioned Feng Zun Zhe's plan and refused to let his Wind Lightning Pavilion stand idly by and release Xiao Yan. To ease the tension, Jianan Zun Zhe suggested pitting representatives from the younger generation against each other, not older figures like Fai Tian. He proposed that King Er from the Wind Lightning Pavilion fight against Xiao Yan. Lai Zun Zhe initially hesitated but then looked at Feng Qing Er, indicating he was considering the suggestion. Jianan Zun Zhe smirked and nodded, his eyes looking at Feng Qing Er with deep meaning. This girl is exceptional. Lai Zun Zhe, there's no need to hide anything. Lai Zun Zhe frowned, pondering for a moment before nodding. His eyes focused on Feng Zun Zhe as he spoke in a low voice. Since Feng Zun Zhe feels Fai Tian is too senior, I will lower King Er. If Xiao Yan loses, he must promise not to use the 3,000 lightning movement again. If King Er loses, the feud between Xiao Yan and the Wind Lightning Pavilion ends. What do you think? Of course, this exchange forbids the use of others' spiritual strength. Lai Zun Zhe watched Xiao Yan as he spoke, aware that Xiao Yan possessed an extraordinary spiritual body. Feng Zun Zhe carefully considered Lai Zun Zhe's words, knowing that Feng Qing Er was not ordinary and might surpass King Luan among the younger generation present. However, the Wind Lightning Pavilion had set the terms for this bargaining. If this offer failed, there would likely be no room for further negotiation. While Feng Zun Zhe hesitated, Feng Qing Er stepped gracefully into the arena. With a charming gaze, she looked at Xiao Yan and declared in a proud, melodic voice, I am Feng Qing Er from the Wind Lightning Pavilion. Xiao Yan, will you accept this challenge? Xiao Yan's eyes fixed on Feng Qing Er's captivating figure, displaying a proud smile. He understood Feng Zun Zhe's dilemma and felt compelled to defend his master's honor, Yao Lao. I accept your challenge, he declared with a loud laugh filled with pride. Feng Zun Zhe was shocked to see Xiao Yan standing firm and unafraid. He admired the courage of Yao Lao's disciple. Despite Xiao Yan having reached the Dozong level, Feng Zun Zhe doubted his ability to defeat the powerful Feng Qing Er. He knew Xiao Yan had a strong spirit, but Lai Zun Zhe had forbidden its use in this battle, significantly diminishing Xiao Yan's combat strength. Feng Zun Zhe recognized the presence of a formidable spiritual force in Xiao Yan, but to his disappointment, it did not belong to Yao Lao. He warned Xiao Yan that Feng Qing Er might have reached the Duzong level after soaking the Heaven Mountain blood pool, and that her power, combined with her avatar, surpassed that of an ordinary Daozong. Feng Zun Zhe advised Xiao Yan to avoid direct confrontation if he couldn't overpower her. He admired Feng Qing Er's extraordinary talent, which he believed surpassed all the young generation he had ever encountered, even outshining King Luan. Feng Zun Zhe emphasized that there was no shame in being defeated by Feng Qing Er, given her remarkable abilities. Upon hearing about Feng Qing Er's advancement, Xiao Yan was startled but then smiled. With the help of the Heaven Mountain Blood Pool, Wang Chen nearly reached the Dozong level. It was certain that the genius Feng Qing Er could break through to that level. However, Xiao Yan was slightly surprised by the mention of her avatar. He nodded on the surface but felt tense inside. Despite appreciating Feng Zun Zhe's protection, Xiao Yan wanted to earn recognition from others. He wanted to reveal his true self before Feng Zun Zhe, not just as a subordinate. Taking a deep breath, Xiao Yan clasped his hands and drew out his heavy swan sword. With his true identity revealed, he was free to use the weapon as he pleased. Slowly, Xiao Yan floated through the air, accompanied by the gaze of thousands of eyes. He landed softly in the arena, his eyes fixed on the elegant, colorfully dressed girl before him. With a smooth motion, he grasped his swan sword, signaling the start of an intense battle. The atmosphere around the arena felt tense, indicating the impending high-stakes clash. Feng Qing Er, a towering figure among the young in the Central Plains, was known for her extraordinary combat prowess. Her renowned achievements, including a tie with an elder from the Wind Lightning Pavilion at the 2-star Du Zone level, while she was still below Du Huang level, had etched her name in the battle arena. Now, having officially reached the Du Huang level, her combat strength had further increased, making her a formidable opponent. Though Feng Qing Er was famously strong, Xiao Yan was equally impressive. In a short time, he had defeated the genius Hong Chen, killed Daozong experts Chen Yun and Hong Tian Xiao, destroyed the 9-prison Heavenly Lightning Formation, and even escaped from Fei Tian. Each of his actions stunned onlookers. Despite rumors that he was aided by a strong spiritual body, his reputation remained significant. Now on Thunder Mountain, these two outstanding young talents met. The tension was palpable even in the stands. Their battle was predicted to be the most thrilling in this season's 4-Pavilion Grand Meeting. No one present wanted to miss the chance to witness who would triumph in this duel of the Northern region's top young members. Many people felt their blood boil at the thought of the showdown between Xiao Yan and Feng Qing Er, considered the pinnacle of young generation combat strength in the Northern region. Despite Fei Tian's reluctance, he was compelled after hearing Lai Zunji's orders, filling him with anger as he returned to his seat. Lai Zunji ignored Fei Tian's rage and looked indifferently at Xiao Yan. However, his gaze focused on Feng Zunji and his brows furrowed. He was puzzled by Feng Zunji's sudden protection of Xiao Yan and his emphasis on Xiao Yan's safety without room for negotiation. Lai Zunji muttered inwardly, questioning Xiao Yan's identity. He glanced at Fei Tian beside him and spoke softly. "What is there to be angry about? Qing Er is fighting in your place, even helping you avoid a bad reputation." Fei Tian responded seriously, "That boy is ruthless. Even Elder Chen Yun died at his hands. Are we just going to let this go?" Lai Zunji coldly retorted, "If you think starting a war with the Falling Star Pavilion benefits us, we can't let this matter rest either." Fei Tian quickly lost interest. He reluctantly gritted his teeth, realizing that Feng Zunji had truly thwarted the Wind Lightning Pavilion's plans to kill Xiao Yan. Although the fight was ongoing, injuries were inevitable. Lai Zunji instructed Feng Qing Er to use powerful attacks against Xiao Yan, as he could no longer rely on his spiritual body, despite being a Dozong. Injuries were common in battles, and even Feng Zunji couldn't prevent potential harm. Lai Zunji believed that Qing Er had the advantage and that her attacks would be effective against Xiao Yan, whose strength was reduced without the spiritual body's assistance. Fei Tian nodded cynically, having had his reputation tarnished by Xiao Yan. Feng Qing Er observed Xiao Yan, admiring his increased strength. However, she warned him that relying solely on Feng Zunji's support wouldn't protect him from the consequences of his reckless behavior on Thunder Mountain. Her melodious and graceful voice reflected her noble aura, unmatched like a radiant phoenix. Xiao Yan remained silent, his calm gaze fixed on Feng Qing Er. The Du Qi within him rose like a snake waking from hibernation, circulating slowly. Alongside the flow of Dao Qi, an extraordinary aura radiated calmly, filling the sky. From what I see, you seem like someone who relies only on external forces to build your reputation. It happened with that spiritual body, and now with Feng Zun Zhe. In other words, it's using others' power to act arrogantly. But today, a tactic won't work. Xiao Yan's calm demeanor made Feng Qing Er's brows furrow as she laughed bitterly. She wasn't pleased to see a peer showing disrespect in front of her. Xiao Yan's sharp gaze fixed on Feng Qing Er, a cold smile on his lips. I didn't expect you to be so talkative. If that's the case, I'll be honest. Without the Wind Lightning Pavilion and your other backgrounds, with that appearance, being a concubine for a powerful man might be your best option. Feng Qing Er's beautiful face turned pale instantly. Her captivating brown eyes stared sharply at Xiao Yan, releasing an aura as noble as herself. Like a volcanic eruption, it exploded with thunderous force. Feng Qing Er glared coldly at Xiao Yan. Moments later, an icy smile appeared on her face. Believe me, you'll regret saying that. Xiao Yan smirked, his voice soft but filled with unrelenting vengeance. I'll be waiting. Feng Qing Er felt a chill intensify on her face as Xiao Yan spoke those words. Her beautiful eyes slowly closed, creating tension in the stadium. A shark-killing intent filled the air, freezing the hearts of the spectators. Suddenly, Feng Qing Er opened her eyes, now a strange green-silver color. The shark-killing intent in them peaked, piercing the air with deadly force. Following the glimmering change in Feng Qing Er's eyes, a sturdy emerald green Dao Kai storm swirled around her. Silver lightning crackled within the storm, producing a soul-shaking rumble. The giant Dao Kai storm spanned nearly 100 feet, stunning everyone in the stadium with its immense energy pressure. This spectacular display was created solely by Feng Qing Er's Dao Kai, abundant and powerful. The extraordinary destructive force radiating from the Dao Kai storm caused the hardwood stadium to tremble violently as if shaken by an earthquake. Large cracks appeared on the wooden surface, and the entire arena shook violently. Xiao Yan stood firm in the center of the storm, unaffected by its formidable suction force. His gaze was fixed on the storm's core, where he could faintly see a blurry figure. Xiao Yan's eyes narrowed as he observed Feng Qing Er's Dao Kai flickering with lightning and strong wind affinity. Her talent in perfectly combining two contrasting Dao Kai types was indeed remarkable. The agility of wind and the destructive power of lightning harmonized, creating a force far exceeding ordinary Dao Kai. This was similar to Xiao Yan's Dao Kai fused with heavenly flame, greatly enhancing its power. This became Xiao Yan's trump card when facing stronger opponents, allowing him to bridge the cultivation level gap. The current Flame Mantra was of low D-class. However, relying on its mysteriousness, it was comparable to a mid-level D-class Qi method. In terms of Qi methods, Xiao Yan did not gain an advantage over Feng Qing Er. With the support of the Wind Lightning Pavilion and her extraordinary talent, her Qi method was likely of a very high level, far superior to ordinary Dao Zhang. Regarding Dao techniques, both parties mastered their ultimate moves, making it difficult to predict the final winner without a direct battle. As Xiao Yan considered both sides' strengths in his mind, a colorful cloth suddenly shot like an arrow from the swirling storm. Dazzling lightning coiled around it, piercing through the storm. The cloth sped rapidly towards Xiao Yan. The cloth, emitting lightning, flew at an incredible speed. In an instant, it was right in front of Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan shifted his hand movement in response to the cloth containing tremendous lightning power. The space in front of him suddenly distorted. The colorful cloth collided hard with the distorted space. However, its trajectory changed, narrowly grazing Xiao Yan's shoulder. The lightning surge made his hair stand on end as the cloth passed by. A cold storm rumbled as the colorful cloth, agile like a snake, evaded Xiao Yan's attack. With a serpent-like movement, the cloth spun and floated back, targeting Xiao Yan again. Feeling the wind's gust on his back, Xiao Yan leaped several dozen meters forward. The cloth continued pursuing him, clinging to him like a leech. Though it appeared to be an ordinary cloth, it emitted a chill as it cut through the air. Its material wasn't just any cloth, but an unusual metal reinforced with powerful Dao Kai. This deadly weapon could easily cut through stone and threaten the life of an unwary Dao line expert. As Xiao Yan sensed another strong wind approaching after he successfully dodged, he frowned and summoned the jade green flame to his arm. Quickly, he reached back and gripped the cloth firmly. With swift and accurate movements, Xiao Yan caught the colorful cloth launched at him. The tremendous force contained within the cloth shook his body. However, the flame enveloping Xiao Yan's hand quickly incinerated the powerful Dao Kai, thanks to his glazed lotus heart flame. Chuckling coldly, Xiao Yan grabbed the colorful cloth. Dao Kai surged from his body, and with his strength, he pulled the cloth with all his might. The cloth tightened, vibrating in a tense silence with a faint metallic clink. The end of the cloth disappearing into the storm wavered violently. Even the formidable Dao Kai storm seemed pushed by this terrifying force. The cloth stretched perfectly, emitting cracking sounds under the tension of two colossal forces. Xiao Yan's veins bulged as he continued channeling his Dao Kai, while the Dao Kai storm spun faster, generating an even stronger pull. Despite its unique appearance, the colorful cloth couldn't withstand the opposing pulling force from two powerful diapasons. Fine cracks began to appear in its center, followed by a deafening tear. Xiao Yan and Feng Qing Er stepped back to regain their footing. Feng Qing Er quickly unleashed the multicolored Phoenix Dominance technique, causing a multicolored cloth filled with lightning aura to shoot towards Xiao Yan from all directions. In response, Xiao Yan immediately used the six-joint body-flowing ruler technique to create a shield. The cloth that struck Xiao Yan's large sword shield scattered in all directions. Realizing this, Feng Qing Er quickly executed the Wind Lightning Sacrifice technique, causing the scattered cloth to merge and form a phoenix. She then produced a drop of blood and threw it towards the phoenix. As the blood landed on the phoenix, a surge of life force immediately formed in its body. Feng Qing Er continued by using the Killer Wind Finger technique, which concentrated power into the phoenix. She confidently told Xiao Yan that this one finger would be enough to take his life. On the other hand, Feng Zun Zhe was shocked because he recognized the Killer Wind Finger technique as one of the deadliest Dao techniques of the Wind Lightning Pavilion. Meanwhile, in the arena, Feng Qing Er launched the phoenix as a beam of light that shot towards Xiao Yan at an incredibly terrifying speed, seemingly piercing through space in an instant. The beam struck the shadow defense of Xiao Yan's large sword, causing many worried murmurs from the crowd as they saw Xiao Yan's shadow defense crumble. However, just as their concerns were voiced, a beautiful jade green fire lotus calmly emerged from the collapsed defense. The jade green fire lotus slowly bloomed like a delicate flower, with a fluorescent light lingering over it, exuding a soul-stirring beauty. Yet beneath this stunning beauty lay a devastating, wild, and fierce power. A larger beam of light shot out just as the fire lotus bloomed, colliding hard with the center of the fire lotus before countless eyes. The two attacks, each containing terrifying energy, clashed like meteors. Surprisingly, the collision didn't produce a loud noise. The intense beam of light and the jade green light became entangled with each other. The fire lotus slowly rotated with its jade green glow, resembling a green crystal. No matter how powerful the beam of light was, it struggled to penetrate the fiery defense. Instead, the beam gradually dimmed. As the two forces eroded each other, the energy ripples persisted for over 2 minutes before gradually weakening and fading away. As the light faded, the jade green fire lotus continued to spin at a steady pace. Naturally, the final victor between these two terrifying Dao skills was the fire lotus. At this moment, many exclamations echoed in the stadium. Those present were well acquainted with the power of the Wind Lightning Pavilion's Killer Wind Finger. However, they did not expect that even when used by Feng Qing Er, it could still be blocked by Xiao Yan's Fire Lotus.